Supercharged Manifesting Monday. Hang on a second. Welcome to the start of another week. Hello, hello, hello. Lots of fun things to announce and share this morning. I'm so excited for the start of today. Let me jump over here on Facebook and see who's commenting. It's Monday. When did that happen? When did we get back to Monday? Like it seems like just a minute ago I was here last week talking about the feminine way to more abundance. So in case you missed that, you want to make sure you go watch that from last week. This morning, I want to start off with thanking every single person that referred someone to our 5-day money attraction challenge, which we finished, I think, a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. Time's flying. But I want to thank everyone who referred someone. We ended up, I think, with 47 people referring because we have a system that tracks it. And so I want to thank every person that, whether you referred one person or more, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just want to give some shout out because we had some people who just threw the ball all the way out of the park. And I'm going to announce the winner of the one-on-one VIP coaching. But before I choose, I just want to give a shout out to Teresa McGallagher, who referred 25 people, Denise Money Manifesting McKeezy, 24, Angel Monicelli, I think somewhere in the 20s too, Lisa Elias, Ann Hayes, Sandra, thank you, Heather Garbett, Yvette Taylor. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our friends, our clients, Lisa Lashina, Marcella Williams. Thank you, thank you, thank you for referring people to the 5-day money attraction challenge. My desire is that I served you well, I served your people well, and made you proud, and I am so grateful. And so my promise was that we were going to choose a winner of the one-on-one VIP coaching, and we haven't done that yet. So I wanted to do it this morning in your presence. All right, so let's get that over with really quick. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Here we go. This is the person. Let's see. Teresa McGallagher. Oh my gosh. Teresa McGallagher, you are the winner of a one-on-one VIP coaching session with me. Cannot wait to get my little hands and my heart on you and just talk about all the things that you desire to manifest. So congrats, Teresa. Thank you to everyone. Can you all just give Teresa some love? Hopefully she's watching. If someone can tag her too, that would be great. But thank you. And thank you. And the other thing that I want to announce is that we sold out. So if you will remember, during the 5-day money attraction challenge, I said that we were curating this group and that we had a number in mind that we were going to support. And before the doors closed on Friday, we sold out. We sold out. And so I am profoundly grateful for all the things that came together to make that a reality, for my prayer being answered. And most of all, one of the things that I know is that we had thousands of people in that challenge. Thousands. I like to say many were called. We did the work, we did the ads, people referred. We had thousands of people participating in the challenge. And the number that we had in mind, there were some very courageous, filled with desire people who said yes to themselves, yes to going on this 120-day money and profit mastery journey with us. And the doors are closed. And before they closed on Friday, we were sold out. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you that said yes to yourselves. I am so besides myself. Let me tell you, our kickoff call is on Wednesday, and it feels like, is it Wednesday yet? Is it Wednesday yet? I cannot wait to be there to serve you all and just to go on this 120-day journey, to see the testimonials that you're going to have during this time, to see how your life's going to change and how you're going to be on with me the next time we do a money attraction challenge telling your story. So congrats to all of you that said yes, and to our team for every single one of you and all the things that you did to contribute to this success for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sold out. Like, I still can't even believe it. And I'm going to do a post about this because this is really a case study in how to achieve this kind of success in an easy and relaxed way, and the things that I did. I already posted it on my personal page, but I'm going to post it on Instagram and also in the Money Attraction community page, because there's so many people who right now are thinking business is harder. The economy is this and the economy is that, and just all the things. And yet here we are, we did it. If I can do it, so can you. Of that, I am 1,000% sure. So I'm going to share with you the exact 5 things that I did. But the bottom line is, I visualized that I was going to do that post and that I was going to have this Facebook Live saying this exact thing. And here I am. You're witnessing me awaken my dream. And it really can be that simple. So that's a whole other thing. We're going to talk about that. Yay! I see some of the people that are that are there, that are in the group, saying how excited they are. So I want to talk this morning about your first class life and intending that. Hang on a second. For some reason, I'm hearing background noise. I'm not sure why. All right. So I want to talk about your first class life, and we're just going to have fun. We've been having like a whole month of conversations around money, and it's been really, because we've been looking at, what are some of the things that get in the way of you manifesting the financial reality that you desire. We've had to kind of look a lot at the shadow parts of ourselves and the things that get in the way. So this morning, I'm really excited to just have fun, to play, to rampage, to have everybody posting all over the place. So let's go. Your first class life. And here's the thing I said in my email, your first class life is waiting for you to do this. What is it waiting for you to do? It's waiting for you to be crystal clear about what it looks like. So get ready to type, to blow up Instagram and Facebook with all the comments, because we're going to play. Number one thing, though, is that you have to really take a look at yourself. And I said in my email, I'm ready to proudly say, I want a first class life. I'm ready to, just forget about who's going to feel a little way about the fact that I'm saying I want that. Like, I'm done worrying about other people. I'm ready to claim that I want a first class life. I'm ready to do the work within myself to magnetize it to me. So before we can even talk about you having your first class life, I just want to make sure you know that you have to shatter your upper limits around more pleasure and more ease. A lot of people want to manifest a lot of money and manifest first class things and internally struggle with having more pleasure, believe it or not, having more pleasure, and that life can be more easy. It seems so counterintuitive. Like of course, everyone's going to want a first class life. Actually, there's some people who are so committed to things being hard that they will, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but they will actually resist first class things. Like, why should I do that? Doesn't make sense. Why should I spend that money? Yeah, it's just the same. Like, whatever. It actually is an internal resistance to things that are first class, because they won't give themselves permission to have more pleasure and have life be more easy. I know that that's not you. I know. And I'm just going to say, though, if there's any remnant, anything of that left, like, just do a little self check around it. The other thing is make sure that you've given yourself permission to live a first class life. Make sure that you've healed all the money things that would block you from feeling any kind of guilt or shame, because you're out there like living this amazing life. Some people I have seen, they want all these things, they have a strong desire, but there's so much guilt and shame around the fact that they can have it, that they literally prevent themselves from experiencing it, because it's like, you know what? This person's going to judge me. I feel guilty because my family doesn't have this kind of money, or doesn't have life this easy, or my friends don't have it. And so there's so much guilt and shame around giving yourself the things that you desire in your first class life, that you actually stop yourself from having it. So I would like, oh my gosh, Jackie Lynn Brooks, I love it. And Heather, I love that. We can always count on our people. Heather says, I struggle with ease and pleasure. and something about doing some work on Saturday, but Saturday's child works hard for a living. I know that's a saying in the UK, but I've seen the Italian red shoes I will buy for myself just 7 miles away from me. There you go. Thank you, Heather, for sharing that. Like, yeah, I know a lot of people struggle with pleasure and ease. And as much as we have a strong desire for it, I really want you to be looking at, is any of that still happening within you? And now, so we can those of you that are on the journey with us for the 120 days, we're going to work on that together. And now everybody gets to play, though. That's the work we get to do, so we can call in our first class life. We can have an awareness around, I really want it, but why am I not living it? Why don't I have it yet? Why can I have it but I'm not doing it for myself? Like, what's the reason? And so that's the pre-work, but today we get to play. So the first thing I want you to do is to define, type in the comments, those of you, whether you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you are, type in the comments your definition of a first class life. Because here's what I know about manifesting. Until you are crystal clear around your desire, it's almost like it's weak. It's diluted. It's the strength of your desire is in your clarity around what it means for you. And if you're operating from first class life according to the world or according to somebody else or according to Instagram influencers, and you're like, I don't want that, like if first class life is like walking around showcasing like my amazing bikini body in Santorini with like Louis Vuitton shoes and purse, like that's not me. And so I might not be going for first class life if that's what Instagram influencers says it looks like. So be really clear about what is your definition of a first class life. What is your definition? I want you, for me, my definition is really simple. It's easy and it's simple and it's clear for me that I have freedom of choice with luxury. Period. End of story. I have freedom of choice with luxury, whatever luxury means to me. And it might be different for you. Like I have gone and stayed. For example, when I went to the mountains recently, I stayed in an Airbnb. It was somebody else's house. And I've stayed at this place before. I've stayed probably once or twice before. But the thing that I loved about it is that this place is just all luxury. The way the owner set it up for me, it's all luxury. And it's not like I stayed at the Ritz-Carlton. I did not, but it just feels luxurious to me. It felt spacious and all the rich touches that she added. And, the fact that it was a multi-million dollar valued home, all the things, you know what I mean? So what is a first class life? What is your definition? I want to see I love how Facebook, like my Facebook people know how we play. They all are typing their definition. Instagram, let's go. I want to see your definition of a first class life. What is your definition? Esther says, I like that, Tasha. Freedom of choice when it comes to luxury. According to me, my definition of luxury. So first we have to be really clear around what is your definition of first class. And I can like go off on a tangent with that. So I'm going to stay true to the conversation. I want you to really, you might realize I've never really thought about that. And maybe that's why I am preventing myself from having it, is because I'm looking at other people's definition of a first class life and it doesn't speak to me. It doesn't resonate with me. And so I don't really have a desire to have it. And the issue with that when it comes to manifesting it is that you're not really sure for you what that is. I love that one on Instagram, time and pleasure, easy and relaxed. I love it. So there you go. What is your definition? So now that you have defined first class according to you, let's play. Post in the comments, what would you stop doing? So you're living your first class life, whatever that looks like for you. What is that first class life is already waiting for you. And in order for you to call it in and manifest and have it be your physical reality in your now, it needs you to be clear around what that looks like for you. And so we've defined it. Now, the next piece is think about that life. You have that life. What would you stop doing? What are the things that you're going to stop doing? So for me, when I decided I was going to live a first class life, I said, one of my things I was very clear about is I'm going to stop doing cleaning my house. Like, I'm committed to my first class life. And in my first class life, I don't clean my house. You can judge me if you want. Mwah, I love you. That's first class for me. I don't want to clean my house. It does nothing for me. It's not first class. It's not luxury. And to honor my commitment to that, I made sure when I bought this house, I did not buy a mop. I don't have a mop. I don't have a proper vacuum. I don't have like all the things that would mean I can ever do it. In fact, it's really funny because the other day I spilled my cocoa and I had nothing to clean it up. I had to go grab some towels and some rags because I literally, when I tell you I'm serious, I don't have a mop. I don't have like proper cleaning supplies because to me, that is my commitment to my first class life. I have a house cleaner. And in fact, my next level is she comes more often than she's coming right now. So what are the things that you're going to stop doing? I'm also committed to, like, I love gardening. As you know, one of my manifestations was to landscape my house, my backyard, all around my yard. And so I finally manifested getting that done. And I now see weeds popping up. And old Tasha in a non first class life would be like, when am I going to get to pulling out these weeds? And the weeds have been growing taller and more the last couple of weeks. And I've noticed that I have this internal battle because there's humble Tasha that grew up in Jamaica, where this was some of the things that I did, in my house. I would go do these things. And Tasha, who's like, but I'm committed to my first class life that I desire. And in my first class life, I'm not pulling weeds. And so internally, I'm teaching this to you, telling you, I see myself struggling with this and going, I'm calling the guy to come cut the hedges and pull the weeds, because in my first class life, I don't pull weeds. Like, I'm going to stop doing that. It's not rich, right? So some of you might be like, Tasha, well, I still love it so much. And, it gives me pleasure, and good for you. For me in my first class life, it does not. So not doing it. Okay, here we go. What are you going to stop doing? Also, my BFFs know I'm committed to stop doing laundry. Like, yeah, in my luxury life, like freedom of choice and a luxury life, there's no reason for me to be doing laundry. And so I remember, and this is a funny thing that I want to share with you. We had a coach one time who we paid a lot of money to. This woman was at the time when Diane and I first started our business. So, like, this was probably over 7, 8 years ago. She was charging close to $2,000 an hour to work with her. And she was coaching people in this program and saying, this is why you should get a house cleaner, because you're going to have a house cleaner charge you $120 or $100 for 3 hours of cleaning your house. And for $100, the house cleaner is going to clean your house for 3 hours. What could you do in those 3 hours to grow your business? Right. And so, in other words, she was like, you could be on sales calls, you could be doing all these other things that would allow you to bring in well over $300 to your business. And so the trade-off was worth it. And I remember sitting there going, I don't want to have a house cleaner so I can work more. Like, that's not the reason. I don't want my house cleaner to be here. So while she's here, it means I've justified that somebody's cleaning my house. So that time now becomes productive. I want a house cleaner so I can relax, so I can work less, so I can just sit and chill for 3 hours. That's why. So those are the things that you get to think about in your first class life. And I give you permission. It does not mean somebody is doing it for you so you get to go be more productive. You get to chill. That's luxury. That's first class. Okay. So that's number one. What would you stop doing? Number two, what would you start doing? What are some of the things that would embody a first class life for you? What would it look like? So Heather says she knows her red Italian shoes down the street. Go buy them. Heather, you have permission. Go buy them. For me, I've decided if I'm flying over 6 hours, it just can't be economy. It can't. And so I was having a conversation with my amazing right-hand person, Allison, who I asked to book some flights for us. And she was telling me the prices. And I said, like, how am I going to tell this to my husband because I can't fly economy for this long of a flight? I said, I can't do it. What am I going to do? I can't do it. And she goes, lots of people do it, Tasha, and they make it. And like, that part of you, we all have it. That's like, she's right. Lots of people do it. Why are you, like snubbing and pushing your nose up at that? And literally, this happens within me. As much as I talk about money and luxury and getting to your next level, I want to keep it real with you. Like, the battle inside is real. And I saw myself doing that, and I said, because I choose to, because I can, because this is what I have said. This is one of the ways that I embody. This is what I'm going to start doing. If it's over 6 hours, economy is not for me. Right? So there you go. Flying first class. Okay. So there you go. I love that you guys put all of the things in your comments. Another thing that, I really want to do is I have committed to monthly facials. I started that this year. It's like, that is luxury for me. Like, giving myself the time to go and indulge in a facial. And it used to be massages, and so I kind of said, okay, I want to do like a luxury spa day or something once a quarter. But for me, a facial it was like, and I'm telling you this because I want to challenge you, like, it was so unnecessary. It's like, doesn't seem like a valid use of money. Like a massage, yeah, because it releases stress and it's good for your body, but a facial once a month doesn't seem like, to me, just didn't seem like valid. And then I was like, no, that's luxury, that's choice, you can do it. So that is another way that I'm embodying luxury. I'm starting to step into what that looks like. Okay, so here we go. I love all of the comments everywhere. Heather, I love. Malika, Francesca, Joya, Luxury Travel. Denise Fuller says, yay, facials. Denise, I love that. Nasan Pro in the house. Okay. Robin says lashes. It was lashes for me. So start to really think about some of the things that you are choosing. And maybe you're in a position today to do these things for yourself. For me, long before I could financially do it, I had decided what it would look like. And that's what I'm trying to say. We have to decide well in advance what it's going to look like. And then the last one I have is, what is your new first class standard operating procedure? Like, this is a non-negotiable for you. From this point on, this is non-negotiable. Like deodorant and brushing your teeth every morning, as my friend Faith James would say, those are non-negotiables as long as you're alive. So what is your new non-negotiable in your new first class life? Like, this is your standard operating procedure. I would love to hear. To hear from you. And for me, this is actually where the first class thing happened. This was where I was like, no matter what, this is my standard operating procedure. 6 hours or more, it's not coach, right? So here we go. I want to see, what is your standard operating procedure now that you are living your first class life? And it might be, my standard operating procedure is, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something else beside the 6 hour thing for me. But for me, it's like the standard operating procedure are things like, I tip more than 10% or more than 15%. Like, that is, whatever the standards are for like everybody else, I go above and beyond. Those are things for me that is like, it's first class living. I look at the dining options and I choose the 5-star, right? I go shopping and I like, Walmart is no longer an option for me. In my first class life, Walmart, like, and I'm not going to say, hey, listen, I bought a curling iron recently and Walmart is where I knew I could find it. So I went into Walmart. But this is Tasha, who was in Walmart 2 to 3 times a week a few years ago. And in my standard operating procedure in my first class life, like, going to Walmart that many times is just not a part of it. And it doesn't make me feel rich. That's why. Not that they don't have great prices, not that they don't have great products. It does not make me feel rich. And I'm not here to judge anyone, and I'm not asking you to judge me either. I'm just telling you my truth. In my definition of a first class life, I quite frankly don't even want to go to the grocery store to tell you the truth. I want it all delivered, right? So there you go. What is a private driver? I love that. My SOP, Deanna says, oh, Deanna, I don't worry about price. I get what I authentically want no matter what. I think I love that the most. Lori says, a chef to prep meals. Carletta says, all organic foods, shopping at Harrods. Ooh, Pamela, a personal shopper. Camille says, I work when I want to. So see, like, what is your SOP? Define it. Here is what I know for sure. Your first class life has been waiting for you to create it. That is action item number one. Be really clear about what it is that you desire, what it looks like, what you want it to look like. And I know every single time in my life, once I got this concept, every single time that I have stepped out in faith and I've taken an action towards my first class life, the money to pay for it has shown up every single time. I'm talking, so many of you in our programs, because I have that story as part of our program, is when I went from a Honda CRV to an Audi. Like, that was a massive leap for me, from like $200 a month in car payment to nearly $700 a month in car payment. Like, that's a massive leap, all of like out of nowhere overnight, like that. But what happened was, that was my luxury lifestyle. That was my first class lifestyle and my commitment to having it. I have no idea how I was going to, I was paying $200. I knew I could pay that. I had no idea how I was going to do $700 a month every month. I just knew I had the first month. I had the first month and the money just showed up. And that's what I want you to know is, first you define what it looks like, and then the universe is going to bring you, God, source, whatever you call it, is going to bring you opportunities to step in faith to receive it. But if you don't even know what it is yet, then you're not even going to see the opportunities when they show up, right? So I'm so proud of all of you for playing this morning, for coming along, for doing your rampage. Share this video, share this, like, do all the things so lots of other people are creating their first class life. And if you have not yet, hang on a second, if you're on Facebook and you have not yet signed up for our reminder program to be reminded every Monday morning when we go live, it makes it so easy for you to find the link. Type the word reminder and then check Facebook Messenger. It will give you a prompt to say, yes, I want to be signed up for the weekly reminders. All right. Mwah. I love you all. Have a great Monday. Go create your first class lives. Bye, everyone.